talk about issues we had, you can reach out to me. I am approachable.
Okay.
And I will have a conversation with you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I don't have any issues with you. I don't hate anybody. I just want everybody to what?
What?
I am.
I
I'm
hear
the
you
only,
there,
maybe the
Sally.
only well
Liars,
balanced Aries you'll
liars.
ever see.
No, but listen, everyone's going to have a history. As Grammy said, me and Grammy had a history. That, like, you know, everyone, if you're on the app a while, you're going to have a history. It's how you deal with it. If you haven't had, if you haven't tried to attack my family or something like that, I'm not
I
going
would
to have an
never.
issue.
I would
No,
never.
but you know what I mean. I go by my own morals. I have my own moral compass. Might be a little bit different to other people.
I
Do you
get
know
that.
what I mean?
I respect that. I have my own moral compass, and mine is.
Mm,
I am a marshmallow compared to everybody else. So there's that.
yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
big softie. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
I'm a big crybaby. Ask Mags. I'm crying all of the time. I'm like, people are getting hurt. People are really, really getting hurt. Like, this has to stop.
I'm going to. So Ryan can talk if he wants to.
You're muted.
Hey. No, I just, I have been on this app for a while also, and, have had run-ins with a lot of people. That's like putting it mildly, especially with people in this room. So I just showed up tonight because I hear a lot of people saying different stuff, and I'm just here to answer any questions. If you have a question, you can ask me to my face so that I can resolve any questions you have about my involvement with anything. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what the controversy is about. I came on here specifically for Kaz though, because Kaz, I wasn't attacking you on the live. I wasn't attacking you directly. I knew that you were the person that was being referenced. But like I told you before on the live the other day, I don't have any problem with you at all directly. No, not indirect. I don't have, to be honest with you, this app doesn't affect me like that, like it used to. This app used to affect me when people attacked me, but it doesn't mean anything in real life. It
I
doesn't
have, a,
affect my real life.
I have a question for you. What was
Please.
the point on that live making people have to choose a side or they're your enemy? What was that about? Like why can't people stand in the middle, see both sides of what's going on, and just stay in the middle without having to prove loyalty or choose a side?
That's fine. Do that. I didn't tell people not to do that.
I think your words were pick a side or what was it? I'm sorry.
Okay. So let me clarify.
There is no neutrality in this situation.
Okay.
There is no fencing. You pick a side.
There was another
that, you know, to
conversation.
sit the fence meant you were trying to be neutral, and there was no such thing as neutral. They were your words.
Yeah, but the thing is that like you had to be there for the entire like 3-hour live to be able to understand the context of everything we were talking about. Like, as an example, I just want to put this out there. You guys can hit me up with it. Somebody somewhere said that I said women of color were too poor to get abortions. Somehow, out of that live that went on for 3 hours, where we were talking about all kinds of stuff, somebody was able to squeeze out, Ryan said that Black women and people of color can't afford abortions, that they're too poor. I
No,
never said that.
That was me.
Never heard.
That was me that said it. And the reason why I said it is because your words were the people who are getting our abortions because people of color and indigenous women do not have access. Yeah, do not have resources.
The resources for women of color is a lot more limited than white women when it comes to abortions. That's not a controversial, that's a fact. That's like just a fact. And what I said was the point of that statement was that these white Republican males in these conservative states that are trying to basically chain women to the bed and force them to have children, it's about white replacement. Abortion in this country is about racism. It's about white men who are Christians being afraid there's not enough white babies being born. And so what I said is a majority of women that get abortions are white. A lot of women of color are very religious, Christian. And so that, like, that's not an option for them in their family. But I never said anything about anyone being too poor. I said that
That was the implication of what you said, and I understand that
you
there's a difference
mistook it.
between literal spoken word and implication, and that might not have been your intent to say, but that was what was heard.
Then I'm clarifying that for you. I want you to know I didn't say it like that particular demographic of people couldn't get abortions. That wasn't the point of the whole conversation. The point of the conversation was that the reason why abortion is a thing in these conservative states is because they don't want white women having abortions. That's it. But if anything else I said came out like, oh, and everybody else doesn't get abortions for whatever reason, then I apologize. That wasn't my intention at all. And that's not what I meant. So if it came out sounding differently, I want to clarify that for everybody. That was like, that's why I'm here, to clarify any statements I made that you guys found offensive or don't approve of or want to ask me anything. I'm an ask me anything box.
Black men don't use condoms.
Right. I just need to clarify once and for all time, I'm not racist. I'm not a racist person. And that is a myth that continues to be circulated about me perpetually, is
I
that
don't
in
think
some
you're
kind of
racist.
way I'm racist.
I don't think you're
I'm not.
racist. If anything, I've always stood up for you when it came to your heritage.
Yes, and thank you for doing that. Okay, so let's get something straight about Uncle Birch. We're not friends and we're not enemies. I don't feel
So you're on
any
the
way
fence?
towards him one way or another. He's him and he's doing his own thing. I'm not in alliance with anybody on this app. The only person I'm in alliance with is me. I don't run with any friend groups on this app either. Wasn't listening to him. I did not hear him. I didn't hear him say, I don't remember him saying that. Or if he did say that, I ignored it because whatever comes out of his mouth is not my problem. I'm there to speak. I'm there to say what I have to say. I don't care what anybody else says. So here's the thing. Right now there's 9 boxes up and I'm on this live with you. But just because I'm on this live with you and you guys talk all kinds of shit doesn't mean that I agree with you. Like, I can't be guilty just because I'm standing in the same room. It's like standing in the room with 50 people and being determined that I'm some kind of way just because I happen to be in a room with a bunch of other people. If Birch wants to sit there and say all kinds of smack, whatever he does, He can say whatever he wants. What he says doesn't affect me.
It does put you in a bucket.
I understand that's how people view it, but that's not real life. That's TikTok. Me and Birch get into a fight once a month on whether or not hoodoo is an open or closed practice and whether essential oils are magical oils. And we will fight about that at least once a month, and we've done that for 2 years. But showing up and him being on a live and me being on a live, we're not buddies. So please don't by any means think that I am like on anyone's, that I have allegiances to anyone. So the book. I just want to say that I like Brie. I don't have any problems with Brie. If I don't have a direct problem with someone, I know, hold on. If I don't have a direct problem with someone, then I don't have any reason to like not interact with them. And so I saw that she was doing the Witch Talkers Grimoire, whatever. I interviewed her on my podcast and I gave her a submission. And the submission I gave her appeared in one of my books that I published. And I took an excerpt of it and gave it to her to throw it in the Witch Talk book. That astrological ritual that you see in there, I wrote that. That's mine. And I gave her permission to use it. That is all I know about that book. I have not read. Okay. Okay. I agree with you, but the thing is like if some like I don't know anything about this, I would have to do research into what you're saying. But like if I saw that someone had cast a spell, if they use one ingredient different than what Scott Cunningham used, it's a different spell.
We could all agree to that.
So like if then that's really bad. Then in my opinion, Bree should go in and take out that whoever put that in there and take it out and just take that part out because that's a liability for her. It's liability to have plagiarized work in a book. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
So we did do the research and we did dissect the book and we even have a spreadsheet of every submission everyone put. We marked whether or not it was legit or not. We marked whether it was plagiarized or not. Out of everyone that the 43 submitters, the one that submitted the most was under the name Alyssa McBride at 22 submissions, which were all plagiarized. When we dug a little further, we found out that Alyssa McBride is Bree's cousin.
Okay.
So my initial video was calling out the plagiarism, calling out the lack of editing and the typos, calling out, what else did I call out? The charities, like the charities weren't listed. Like there was, my critique was a critique. It was not an attack. It was a critique. And everything I have claimed has been absolutely, I posted proof. I've lost 5 accounts in 2 months because of this, because every time I post proof, my account gets botted. This is an actual problem to our community. And I say our because you are also part of this community. And standing up about it is what we're doing. So that's why what led me to the question is like, why are you trying to force people with your words of what I heard or what I understood of what you said to pick a side?
So what we were talking about in that live was a lot of different things. It wasn't just one thing, and we weren't even talking about the book. Like, that wasn't even a conversation about the book, what we were talking about. What I was saying is that the friends of my enemies are my enemies, meaning I can't trust the people that run with my enemies to be my friends. That's my philosophy. That is my philosophy. If you're not my friend and you're someone I haven't met yet, you're a stranger. If I've met you and I have a problem with you and you have a problem with me and you want to create problems for me in life, then you're my enemy. And I'm not going to hang out with people that want to come bouncing back and forth between me and people I have problems with. That is a personal choice that I make because I don't want my shit getting spread around everywhere. And I don't want someone coming over to me, asking me questions and going over to somebody that I don't like and running their mouth about like something I say. I don't have time for that. So when I say,
But you put me into that, and you are literally here doing what you're saying. They, there is no neutral parties because I am friendly with Orsa and because I was friendly with the other side. You brought my name up into it, Ryan, but you're here doing the exact same thing. You were on their live the other night. Now you're here on
that's
this
because
live.
I'm completely ambivalent about you people. I don't like you guys don't affect my life. So like I literally
What's
am
it got to do with
ambivalent.
anything?
I'm,
Like, do you know what I mean? You don't
I'm just
affect
here to be
theirs.
me. I'm just here to be me and talk. I'm not here to like be on
But I
anyone's
was
side.
just there to be me. And you, even though you're ambivalent to me, brought my name into it.
That's
I didn't
because
bring your name into it. You mentioned Kaz. Oh, you're talking about Kaz. If you are that ambivalent, why is my name in your mouth? Why couldn't you just talk about the general populace or your opinion? Why did you apply that to me?
you've never used my name at all, ever, when talking to somebody else?
In this situation, no.
In that situation, you said, "Oh, I believe you're talking about Kaz." That
Talking about
you
Kaz.
did say that.
And that's who she was talking about. I wasn't wrong. What is wrong with what I said? Why are you policing my speech? Why are you trying to
Why
police
am
my
I
speech?
policing your speech? I'm not policing your speech. I'm addressing someone that brought my name into their mouth into a situation.
Yeah, but that's...
If Breivich had been addressing about me, she would have said, I'm addressing about Kaz. She didn't. She said, what do you think about people that are sitting on the fence? And then you went into your rhetoric and said, I believe you're talking about Kaz. She neither confirmed nor denied that. So I'm simply asking you why you brought my name into it. And now we're being a hypocrite by sitting here doing the exact same
Because
thing.
Kaz...
Whether you're ambivalent or not.
Well, Kaz, if you were sitting in here with Maggie, and everybody else, and Grammy Druid and everybody, and people started talking about there was this guy and he's white and he appropriates African religion and he's homophobic and transphobic and everything like that. And somebody said, who are you talking about? And somebody said, Brujo Ryan.
That wouldn't
or
happen
Ryan,
here.
or just Ryan. If that happened, I wouldn't be mad about it. It just means people are talking about me.
That wouldn't happen here, though.
Oh no,
I wouldn't
but if
stand for that to happen
said,
here.
I believe you're talking about Brujo Ryan,
I'm
I
not mad
feel
if
that you
somebody
have a
brings up
right
my
then to
name in a
address me
negative
for
way.
putting my name in your mouth. But I wouldn't say that because I wouldn't jump to an assumption.
The negative stuff other people say about me, or even them just talking about me in passing, doesn't affect me. That's why I understand why you're so affected by it. Like, how
I'm
does it
affected
ruin your
by it
life
because I
on
see
this app?
hypocrisy. Hypocrisy affects me. We're all different, you know?
Okay, okay, I'm sorry. You guys know I'm neurodivergent, right? It takes me a while to plug into like what you're talking about. Okay, let me put it in a different way. I'm not gaslighting. I'm trying to share my viewpoint and where I'm at, and allow you guys to try to like decode whatever it is I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like, I mean, as far as I know, from what I heard on my side of the internet, Ursa was like walking around in New Orleans, like trying to pick like a fist fight with Bree, or there was some other kind of physical altercation that was going to happen. Like there was all kinds of like stuff I heard, drama like that. So, okay, so this is Wait, I'm not done. Let me finish though, before I forget my thought. So like I heard about that. So like Bree came on here and on my live, and she was talking about like people who are creating prompts for her. And so I know that Kaz and Eartha are friends, or like you're taking a neutral place. But like for me, if somebody that I could get into a physical brawl with is hanging out with one of my friends, I would totally like ditch that friend if I thought that they were like not going to like take my side on something as serious as being like physically attacked. That's what I'm talking about.
But I knew Orsa didn't go down to physically attack her because I had addressed Orsa about this.
I'm here now. I'm here now.
See, the thing about me, Ryan, is I sorry to interrupt Maggie there, but I reached out and I asked what is going on. I will say I agree with this, I don't agree with this. I am not someone that gives blind loyalty to anyone, but I am someone that feels that I need to speak up where maybe others won't because they're shy or they feel intimidated because of my age, whatever, because I'm in Ireland, they're not. And I reached out to Orsa, I asked her, and I knew what was happening. I knew Orsa hadn't gone there to physically harm anyone. So, and then my whole point, the whole reason I'm in this is because I don't want anyone getting physically hurt. And that's where it was going. That's where it was being flipped to, was it was being taken off of the app and it was going, somebody could get physically hurt. And I went, can you maybe just leave each other alone? Because there's a lot of back and forth. And then when I was in that and I was doing that and I was made aware of that, I started seeing the most horrific racist rhetoric to my friends. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to put up, I seen it with my own eyes.
Are you talking about Birch?
Yeah.
Bert, am I talking about Bert? It was on when the Gator thing that was said, this is the thing now that's getting confused, and I did say this. Birch did not say that. Somebody on his page said that.
I
He
think it was
did reply to it.
Bramble said I should be gator bait. He said, hold
It
on, Mags,
wasn't
let me
Bramble
speak for
Bramble.
myself on this. He said I should go live in the ghetto where I belong. He said that I'm not indigenous, and if I was, that my ancestors probably owned slaves. He said a lot of shit. And then I guess now, like, I'm not
Sounds like the
Afro-Indigenous
stuff people
anymore.
say about me.
But you know what, Ryan? I stick up for you every single fucking time. No matter how I personally feel about you, I don't let people take away your heritage and stand by and listen to it. And you do. Because beyond this app, we have the same fucking heritage.
Sometimes what's wrong is just wrong.
I mean,
You
here's the
know?
thing. I don't tolerate any kind of racist shit speech, period. Yeah, when I'm talking about race and ethnicity, people get confused and they think that I'm saying that, like, I don't know what lens people filter out, like my commentary about ethnicity and race related issues. But anyone that's followed me for a significantly long enough time knows that I've been bullied more than probably a lot of people on this app about the way they look doing whatever they do. I've been dealing with that for years. It's fine. I'm over it. I don't worry about it anymore. But at the same time, like, I don't tolerate any kind of negative comments towards myself or anyone else in my lives or on my pages when it comes to ethnicity and race. If somebody says something off color, they get blocked immediately. And that's my attitude on this app. If you don't like somebody, just block them. You never have to see their fucking face again. It works. I guarantee you. The block
If
button
you
works.
go to Orsa's page, you have it all on your page, don't you, Orsa? The stuff said to you. No?
All of my accounts got mass reported. I have nothing. This account here, in order to save it from getting mass reported, I have 2 videos on it. Because the
Well,
most I'm going to get is 2 strikes. All of those
go
videos
to
I
Mystic
do
Miami's
have.
page. There's a lot of stuff there where she's showing what's happening. Because I'm sitting in Ireland, Ryan, and I'm seeing it. And I wasn't raised in America. I don't know the nuances of it. There's a lot of things I don't pick up on, and even I'm going, holy shit, this is racist AF. And I'm not going to shut up about it. $5 native. You don't look like you're native. You're too light.
Oh, we don't exist, by the way. They don't
Taino
exist.
don't exist.
Well, I mean, I've got nothing to say about it because, like I said, I'm not friends with him. I'm not enemies with him. And I want everybody in this room to know, and also everyone that is on this live to know, I'm not friends or enemies with any of you either. I am completely ambivalent about the shit that goes on this app. I don't dislike or like anybody on this app. I have trained myself to be a neutral party when I'm talking to people on this app and not to take anything personal. So if anybody in here doesn't like me, that's okay. I don't mind. It doesn't hurt my feelings when people don't like me on this app. I just ask that you block me and leave me alone. I don't need people attacking me and constantly attacking me all the time, especially if I'm not actively engaging with you.
Who's attacking you?
I'm not going to get into a fight with people.
I don't know. I just find it kind of odd that you just said, I don't stand up for racism of any type and I block it. We just gave you a whole bunch of examples and your immediate answer was, well, I have nothing to say about that because he's not my friend.
No. What he said was totally atrocious and wrong. Like the gator bait thing, I didn't see, I knew that he didn't make the comment, but I saw that he liked the comment because I saw Kaz's video. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to get anyone in trouble and I blocked it out, but I wanted to speak that it was wrong. It wasn't him. It wasn't the other. It was Maggie got it. It was Bumble something
Bramble.
that said it. Bumblebee or something like that. Yeah.
The problem is that people felt comfortable in that space to do it, and there was no reprimanding going on at all. So by that, it looks like everyone involved is condoning that behavior.
Was I there for that?
Yes.
Was I speaking actively or was I just
Yes.
in the room? All right. So since you do have my number, by all means, take those clips and text them to me because I would like to see exactly what you're talking about. I want the receipts. I want the proof of what you're talking about so I can see where I was
Maggie
at.
just said it's on our YouTube.
I want to know. I want to know. Because to be honest with you, just because I'm standing in a room or I'm in a room doesn't mean I'm paying attention to what's going on. If
And I
heard somebody-
understand sometimes that you get tunnel vision, Brian, when you're talking, but that's a detriment that you're going to have to try to fix, especially when there's a whole bunch of problematic stuff around you. You're going to have to take and pause and look and listen.
Well, Grammy, I thought you and Birch were buddies. I thought you guys were besties. You were a couple of years ago.
We have never been besties.
But even if they were, she doesn't stand for racist rhetoric. So
I don't
Well,
stand
I
for
don't-
racism, and I don't stand for misogyny. I don't stand for dangerous things being put out that have been plagiarized out of context, given to people that maybe aren't even a witch. It could be somebody's kid that finds it in the bathroom. I mean, you're responsible for what you put out into the world. And right now, there's a whole lot of shenanigans going on and controversy, and at the root of it is money. It's not about the craft. It's not about the people to our left or to our right. It's about how much money can I slick off these dumb motherfuckers.
some of us aren't here for the money. Some of us are here for the community. And I know you don't think that it's a communal space, but it is, because I'm reaching Irish Americans that I can't reach in person.
It went on around you. But it's all over YouTube and interacting with them while a lot of this was being said.
All right, well, I'll have to go check it out. And if I was wrong, I will publicly state that I was wrong. And I will publicly state that I do not approve of any kind of hate speech or racist speech. And if anything that went over my head I wasn't aware of that I was for, then I will try it. I have absolutely no problem doing that at all. I don't remember it. I mean, what you're saying is that he said stuff, and I don't remember him saying something to the extent of what you said that triggered the, wow, Birch is being racist right now. I was probably not listening because unfortunately I don't listen. Like I'll be in a live and I won't listen to what everyone's saying. I'm not, even though I'm in a live, it's not like I'm sitting there actively listening to everything everyone is saying. But
That's understandable because I zone out as well because, I'm neurospicy as well. And I do get,
Me too, yeah.
a squirrel moment and I don't hear everything that's going on. Like when I was accused of allowing Maggie to be racist because she said the word monkey. And that got taken out of context and flipped and as if she wasn't talking about flying monkeys. And all of a sudden now Maggie's racist because she called Jane a monkey.
Okay, well, let me say something let me defend Maggie for a second. I know that Maggie is not a racist person, and I know that she did not use the word monkey within a racist context because I know Maggie. I know that, okay? And people kind of like, I saw a video going around of you saying that little monkey or whatever. I realized that you weren't using it in a racial context because I know you. But this app gives, anything you say or do can be held against you on this app. If someone can screenshot something or video record something and they can take a clip of it that's 5 seconds long or 1 second long, if they think that they can create a narrative around it, they will. I have been a victim of that for 4 years.
And that's what they did. But here's the thing. They didn't attack Maggie for it. They attacked me for me not checking Maggie as if I don't know my own friend.
Well, you guys are doing the same thing to me over Birch. Like what Maggie says doesn't, like you don't speak for her. She doesn't speak for you. I don't speak for Birch. He doesn't speak for me. I mean, this is what happens.
What he was saying was blatantly rape. What the difference is that it was in my live that she was talking to Josephine and it wasn't racist. You were in a live where what he was saying was absolutely fucking racist.
Yeah, but we're not holding you responsible for what beer.
He said, because Like, I don't remember him saying
We're
anything
only
about
bringing it to your
Black
attention
Eyes.
because you said if somebody has racist rhetoric like that, I block them. That's why we're talking about this. But we're not holding you responsible for what he said. You asked,
No,
you
not
said,
at all.
was I there? And they're trying to explain to you, oh yeah, you were
Okay.
there. So
Well,
no one's blaming you or anything
I
like
think I
that.
would remember if people were talking about big black cocks.
We know that, but unfortunately, it was violence towards women.
All right. Maggie, I got the video and I will watch it, and I will go ahead and say, if he was saying racist stuff and derogatory things and I was on the live, it either went over my head because I wasn't paying attention or something else. But if I was in a live, because I don't even think that wasn't my live. I think it was his live, right?
Right.
He was live and I was in his live.
Right.
Okay, when I'm in other people's lives, I'm really zoned out. But if I was in this live, like right now with you guys, and somebody started saying some fuck shit that I didn't approve of because it was like anti-female or anti-gay or anti-black or anything, I would be like, all right, everybody, I gotta go. Peace out. And I would just leave, because I don't want to be in a room associated with people that are talking about such things. I would leave. Well, I'm personally not concerned about my reputation on this app, and you guys know that. So I'm like, it's not going to, anything anybody says about me is not affecting my life or my business. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I totally understand.
Are you a part of the army, Ryan?
What army? I have my I have my own army. I've got my own army. I don't need to be in anyone else's army. I've got my own. I think everybody who's been on this app for a significant amount of time and has followers that trust them and follow. I have my own army. I got my people. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be a part of anyone else's army. If I need help, my people are on it.
And the reason why I asked, I wasn't being disrespectful, is that there was a lot of conversation from him and Bree that basically said, if you don't choose a side, then you're an enemy. And we're going to war.
I didn't tell anybody to go to war. I didn't tell anybody to get into any witch battle with anybody else. But I said, what I said, and I'm standing by it. Friends of my enemies are my enemies, because that means that, you know, if I have a problem with someone, and I'm talking about like a real life problem, like whether or not someone is showing up in a physical location to get into a physical brawl with me, people that hang out with that person are not my friends. Do you understand the context in what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that is the context in which I said people who are my enemies' friends are my enemies if they're not going to pick a side about situations and decide about like anything from racism or anything, or something on witchcraft or anything. And and here's the thing about like, and for Kaz, one more thing. It's like people look to you as a role model. You're a role model to a lot of women. A lot of women follow you and hang on to your word like gospel, like Witchfoot, and a lot of other big female creators, witches on here. People are going to follow suit in whichever way you go, one way or another. And
I stand by everything I've said in this situation.
everybody needs to understand that their words matter and that we affect people.
I absolutely
I
agree.
stand by
Affects people.
my reaction in this situation. I'm 10 toes down. I came in to help absolutely everyone. It wasn't accepted. That's fine. That's up to people. You know what I mean? And if people follow suit and don't put up with racist rhetoric, I'm good with that. Nobody owes anyone blind loyalty. End of story.
No, I want to answer that point. He is calling you an enemy if you are not on his side. No, I'm calling someone an enemy if they're friends with somebody that wants to physically harm me. That would be someone who is not my friend.
No, I think you. The death threat was my favorite. And according to you right now, you had no idea what was going on, and you kind of just blindly walked into a battlefield and publicly chose a side without, according to you, without your knowledge.
No, what I had heard is that you had showed up in New Orleans to actually confront Bree and have some kind of confrontation with her face to face, which was a problem. And you know, so okay, so
2 days before I showed up in New Orleans, Birch was like, "Hey, are you coming to Hexfest?" I said, "No, but I will be in the area." And as soon as I got there, I texted him. I said, "Hey, I'm here." He's the one who told me where they were.
And I'm just going to point something out as well, Ryan, that, you know, you're saying that you said what you said about me because there could be physical violence involved, right?
yeah,
You know, the reason that I'm in this is because I did divination that said somebody's going to get physically hurt. And I put a warning out across the board. Divination does not tell me who, but it says if this continues on the way, and I asked everyone to do their own divination on it. I'm not saying take, you know, my divination for what it is. I said, everyone do your own divination. What I'm saying is if you do not leave each other alone, if you do not change it going forward, somebody is going to get physically hurt. I came to this to stop physical violence. That's why I came. And that's why people have a problem with me. I was minding my own business up until then and not getting involved at all.
And she was. And her and I talked in private about it. And I said, I completely understand. I don't want you to get involved. Stay neutral.
Because I liked Brie. I liked Brie. I liked Bert. I liked the people on that side. I liked people on this side. I didn't. And they were like, but we defended you. And I'm like, but so did the other side. But I have also defended you. We've all defended each other. But this blind loyalty, I don't do that. I'm going to assess the situation myself. All broke brain people do that, I think. They will assess it themselves. They will see what they think of it. And that's what I did. And while I was assessing it, I was shook from what I was seeing. Shook.
I didn't want anyone else to get involved because death threats were being thrown. I could handle death threats. I'm a big
right.
girl.
So you can understand that if I'm on a live and I know Bree, I've followed her, I like her content, I don't have any problem with her. I've interviewed her on my podcast and she comes up into my live and I know that, you know, there's some like kind of physicality, okay? That means not just throwing curse words at everybody over TikTok, but like some kind of issue that could happen in real life. And Like as an example, Kaz, is like here interacting with somebody that is potentially violent and interacting with somebody who's not. I would say you have to cut everybody off. Anybody that is attached to the problem that you are dealing with needs to be cut off. I would say that to anyone. I would say that to any client that came to me. I'd be like, if you have a problem with somebody, everyone around that person or ties you to that person could potentially be a problem for you.
I get you. So you're trying to say that you were trying to give like a subjective opinion and not,
Absolutely.
but here's the problem. It wasn't, because you brought my name into it, therefore you made it a personal thing. If you had have left Kaz, if you had have left that
You
part
don't have to
out of
call me
it,
names. You don't have to call me names in the comments. Just, you don't have to go there. This isn't kindergarten. Grow up. Keep going, Kat.
so what I was saying is if you hadn't just left my name out of it, your point, would have stood and be received. But when you brought my name into it, what you said was effectively then put towards me. That was your opinion of me, that I was a disloyal person. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. I didn't have that opinion. That wasn't my
But that's what
opinion.
it came across as.
Okay, if it came across that way, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean anything. And I said that to you on the video. I didn't mean anything directly towards you or a video you posted. I didn't mean that directly as an attack on you. I just said, if Kaz is the one, then, cut her off. That's it. And I here's the thing, like, I say what I think, I say what I feel. If I'm wrong about something, I will retract myself and say, my bad, I fucked up. I didn't know enough about the situation to know what was going on. Or I'd say what came out wrong. Like, I will say that. I didn't.
But here's the thing as well. I get what you're saying about it being real life and that being different to the app and things like that. But you have to realise this is also an app. So people shouldn't really have to take. Some people are just on here to chill after a hard day. Some people are on here for whatever their reasons being that they're on here. They should not have to be pulled into online drama, which was also a point I was saying, that some people want to be neutral. Leave them neutral. Some people just aren't able for it. And again, you doing that point of was like, no, you cannot remain neutral. You have to take a side.
Well,
And the
and
thing
some
is,
people
and
get
and the,
for
the
that.
thing is, I made a critique about a book. I didn't critique Bree. I didn't attack Bree. I didn't do anything of the sort except for point out major problems and flaws about a book. Then I was met with screenshots of a live with you and Bree saying that I'm just an alcoholic, that I get on here, get drunk, and start, going off on people.
You
And
do.
I took that as shocking, because to say I'm an alcoholic coming from an alcoholic himself, I thought that was like, why
Yeah,
did
but I'm
that have
sober.
to come into it when I critiqued a fucking book?
Because I'm a sober alcoholic, but you get on TikTok and you drink and then you get big and then you start talking a lot of shit. You do that. Come on.
How
Just
often
be
do I do
honest
that?
about it.
That makes me an alcoholic, or does that make me someone every once in a while I drink and I start talking shit?
Look,
I'm talking
hurling
shit
hurling
sober. I'm
hurling
bone fucking
insults at
sober
people with
talking shit.
hurling insults at people with bubbles coming out of your mouth on TikTok doesn't look good for you, Ursa. I'm just being straight up honest. I'm saying it to your
And how often
face.
does that happen? Dude, I said I don't do that? I do, because sometimes I have a drink and I get
No,
fucked
because
up.
when you attacked me and you were talking about the Babalao and all of that, you were like coming
I
really
was
hardcore and
fucking
all of that.
sober.
But you couldn't even say the word divination right. You were like divination. Like there's been multiple times I've seen you post videos and you're slurring your words. That's it.
Multiple
That's all I'm
times.
saying.
Yeah, probably every single one if you pay attention, because I have a speech impediment.
Okay. All right.
Do I not?
I just observed you drinking a lot. And as an alcoholic, as someone who got sober, I was concerned about your mental and behavioral health and your sobriety. One of the reasons why I cut you off and blocked you was because I was like, this person looks like they're out of control. I don't want to interact with them. That's what I thought. That's why I
If
blocked
you
you.
were concerned for my mental health and sobriety, why didn't you text me since you have my number?
Because you were attacking me. And I don't even remember about what. Like,
I
that's
wasn't
the stupid
attacking you.
thing.
That's the thing. I wasn't attacking you. I said, Ryan, hey, take a step back and look who you're attacking. You should probably think about it. And you told me to stay in my fucking lane. And I said, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, whoa. This actually is my lane because you were attacking Voodoo Bay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't attack you until I was met with stay in your fucking lane. Then we had a private conversation. You misread what I said in the conversation and it just fucking
No,
kept going
no,
from
no, no,
there.
no, no. You made like really inflammatory videos about me, and you made a whole chain of inflammatory videos about me,
After the fact.
and
After
it
the
had
fact,
something
yes.
to do with you know,
The con
you're
that was
talking
being
about my.
perpetrated by that
No,
Babalao
well, for
doing
one thing,
online
you were calling my
divination
Babalao.
initiation.
You were calling my Babalao a fake. He's not a fake. He's
I
like
didn't
one of
call
the
him a
highest.
fake. I didn't
Yes,
call him
you
a
did.
fake. No, I did not. I said the initiations online are fake.
You said that fake ass Babalao. That's exactly what you said.
I had conversation with your Babalao on his page and I asked him questions. I said, are you the one who initiated Brujo Ryan? He said, yeah. Then the following day, he made the video saying that anyone who participated in homosexual activity could not be initiated. Do you remember that?
I don't. So the thing is that I don't, my spirituality doesn't align with the whole Cuban Lukumi and Cuban Ifa thing. I disassociated myself from that. I walked away from it because of the transphobia and the misogyny and because of like not treating women equally. And like I went to Asheshe. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a different bracelet on, and that's because I went to Asheshe because it's different over on that side. And I walked away from it because I'm tired of those Cuban guys who are like really super hyper transphobic and homophobic and everything like that. I couldn't deal with it anymore. And
That's what I
I don't
called
want to have
out.
anything to do with them. And so that's why I walked away from that. But
And
at
that's
the
what I
same,
called out. I didn't call him the fake nothing. I called out the fucking bullshit he was perpetuating, saying that he was going to give online initiations.
he never said that. He never said online initiations. He's not, he's a babalao like all the rest of them. Ursa, he's just like all the rest. So I don't know where you got that from, but I'm not associated with him anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. All I know is that the reason I blocked you was because for some reason, and I don't even know how that happened because I thought we were friends. Like we were
I did
friends
too.
and then we weren't
That's
friends.
why I alerted you guys of the fraud that was being perpetuated against you by Mercedes. I'm the one
Oh
who made the
God, yeah, see
videos.
the layer. Here we go. Now the layers keep shedding and now we're going back through dramas. We have to
I
go back through the
literally stood
TikTok
up for you
dramas
and
to
had
get
your
to the thing.
back. I literally
Okay.
stood up for you and had your back the entire time until you told me to stay in my fucking lane.
Oh, that was what, when I was working with Mercedes?
When you were attacking Voodoo Bay. I don't know if you were working with Mercedes at that time or not.
Voodoo
You had
Bay
just
scammed
you were like a week out of your initiation from Renee.
Voodoo Bay scammed a whole bunch of people out a lot of money. And all I did was share videos of other people saying that she was scamming them out of money. That's all I did.
But
That's
all
all I
those
did.
videos and Voodoo Bay hosted a live where all of those videos and all those people were invited to address the issues and it was all turned out to be bullshit. All of it. She had it on a live. I made a video about it. I put excerpts on it.
Well,
I
fuck her. I
sat there
don't
for the
like
whole
her.
3 hours listening to everyone who had a claim, and she showed receipts on everything, and they all shut up and walked away.
That's not the point. I don't, what was the thing about Mercedes? Because that whole situation doesn't even matter.
And then she said that she said that you had to bring Witchfoot along, and the intent was to bind Witchfoot. So I made a video and I tagged you both in it, and then the receipts were sent to Jen.
I never got any receipts. I never got any receipts. I never got any, no one ever
Jen did.
presented to me. No, I never saw those. I never saw the pictures that were sent to her. She told me about them. I never saw anything. So without pictures and visible proof of somebody saying something, I don't just believe it just cause.
None of us do. None of us do. That's why we sent the receipts. Whether we sent, I know Jen got the receipts. So whether she shared them with you, I would assume that she did because you guys were, I believed at the time, still in a relationship or partnership, whatever that was. Either I know you guys weren't in the same house because I believed you were back in Boston at the time and she was in NC. But the receipts were sent. I made videos. I tagged you both in it. You both saw them because you both reacted to them. Like I said, I literally have always stood up for you and had your back as your right to practice what ATR practices, that no one could take that from you. I literally had stood by you, and then you told me to stay in my lane. And that was like the most offensive thing you could tell me just because of my position in our practice.
I tell everybody to stay in their lane.
Well, you should choose better words, man. You sometimes you let shit come out your mouth that you probably don't mean because of the way your brain works. But thing is, like, you also have to understand the way my brain works. Like, I was like, dude, like, I'm over here fucking, I got your back every step of the way. Even when you were called a racist, I said what he said wasn't even racist. She met him with white man, he returned the energy. I didn't find that racist at all. You know?
This
But
so
then,
do you see what I mean though? Do you see how
yeah, I see it.
the drama on Witch Talk, how it builds and it builds and it's like a steamroller full of shit that just keeps piling the shit on as it drives. That's what this app is like. What I really want to what I'd like to encourage everyone to do is to worry about creating good content for people that actually want to learn how to practice magic properly or be initiated in something properly, and pay attention to the people that follow you that are there because they want to learn from you. And we need to stop like this, all this online talking shit needs to stop. It just needs to stop.
Well, I would love to put more teaching content on, but I can't seem to keep accounts when I put videos up of anything at all.
Stop talking about this motherfucking book. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
It's
does
not your
matter. It
problem. It's not your
absolutely
fault.
fucking matters.
How
I'm gonna
is
explain
it
to you
your
why it
problem?
matters. You know why? I'm gonna tell you right now. My son,
Let me.
I'm gonna explain to you why this matters to me and why it's an issue for me. My son, my child, the one who was raised in my household, who knows who I am and knows my practice, raised in it, went on TikTok, found a creator who had like 60,000 fucking followers and was captivated by them and did something that they said to do and had to call me to exercise his home.
Wait, say
At
that
20
again.
years old, I had to go take care of my son who fell to fucking trap for the bullshit that comes up on this app that no one ever says, hey, you're causing harm to people who just don't know better. My son is autistic.
Can I say something about the
He's not
corpse
gonna be like, oh,
border?
I probably should talk to my mom about that first. So yeah, I have a problem.
Can I say
It's not
something
just
about
for
the
my
corpse
child; it's
border?
other people's children out here. We are all you're
Oh,
neurodivergent as well.
yeah, but hold on a second. Here's the thing about like the corpse border. I have to say something about this. I can't be on this live and not say something about corpse border. If you are really stupid enough to make that shit and hand it to somebody, you will go to jail when that person is deathly ill or dies. That's called karma. Now here's the issue. You can buy books that teach you how to build. You can buy books that teach you how to make guns. There's books that are published in the library and at Barnes and Noble all over the place. It has a lot of dangerous shit in it. It's not just one thing. It's like a lot. And if some girl sits and reads about how to make corpse water and then give it to her ex-boyfriend to fuck him over, if she's stupid enough to do that, then she deserves to go to jail. If she's stupid enough to do that, then that's her. How is that your problem? That's my question.
Okay, I'm gonna go deeper into it because if that book is sitting on a shelf in the library and some girl picks it up out of curiosity, that's one thing. It's another to have someone who is boosted up as a seasoned practitioner elder You're pumping her up. Birch is pumping her up. Witchfoot's pumping her up. Oh, she's seasoned. She's seasoned. And then she's like, hey,
I don't
guys,
even know who
I'm
this
this
is.
seasoned witch that all these other big practitioners are boosting up. I created this book for you. And it's being
Oh,
hand-fed
you're
to
talking about
youngers who
me.
don't fucking know any better. Do you not see a problem there?
Are you talking about flying? Or you're talking about the witch's oil, the flying oil? Okay, so here's the thing. No. So the thing is that mental illness is real, and the occult
Yeah.
and witchcraft attracts people who have mental and behavioral health problems. That's a no-brainer.
Yes.
Okay, these practices attract people who need help.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, I believe that information is information, and I believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in freedom of speech at all cost. So in my opinion, if somebody publishes a book on witchcraft that contains baneful magic in it, and they want to teach people how to make a witch's oil or use any kind of drug or do any kind of other thing, even if they wanted to fully write out a full ritual about how to sacrifice a baby, they have the right to do that. And that's not your
So the
business.
other
That's,
side
yeah,
has the right to counter that
absolutely.
with their opinion. So
You're absolutely right. Everyone has a right to do that. But when you're targeting a specific audience, you're targeting youngers, period. Her following are youngers. The people who actually bought the, do you have the book? You have no need for the book. I'm sure you don't have the book.
I downloaded the Kindle version and I went and looked at my section just to make sure it was in there right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I mean, the whole thing sounds just as the book sounds as good as Witch Talk itself, to be honest with you. It sounds perfect to me. Well, the plagiarism,
Imagine telling someone to take a pair of shitty shoes to Ilegua. What's going to happen there?
they're going to fuck around and find out.
Brian, would you leave a loaded gun on a coffee table with a 6-year-old in the room and wander off?
People do that. And
I'm
that's
talking
how
about
kids
you?
kill
you.
themselves.
that's not what she asked. She asked you, would you do that?
Would I? No, I'm a
Mm.
responsible human being. I pretty much have boundaries. And when it comes to like having a gun in your house, you got to keep it in a safe. You got to put it away. Like we know how to, grown ass adults that are not mentally ill and have the ability to make decent decisions can open a book and read it and decide this is a top shelf book. It's going to go on the top shelf and nobody in here is going to read it because that's witch shit. And it's got a lot of shit in there that, is inappropriate for people that are not witches or not mature or for whatever reason. Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that beyond plagiarism, because plagiarism is bad, okay? Plagiarism is bad. Huh? Right. Well, then that's a whole thing. Plagiarism is like a whole thing. Okay, but as far as like what people actually wrote or published, that's like you can't control that. You can't. It's like being
We're not
angry.
trying to control that. We're not trying to control that. She
It
could have wrote
sounds
the
like
book all
you
she
are. That's
wanted.
what it
What we're
sounds like.
trying to
It sounds like you are.
no, what we're trying to control is it being pushed to our youngers who, one, don't have mentors, two, don't know any better, three, are not mentally stable. There's responsibility if we're on this app teaching for, like, did you push the book out to your youngers?
No, I
The
pushed it to
original
my book.
book that
No,
spell was taken from, the first page in the book, when you turn it over, is this huge warning and liability and taking responsibility. You know, it's a big warning.
is
And
there
it
a
gives
warning?
you, you know, a legal statement. A little bitty paragraph under that one thing is not taking legal responsibility for your stuff. The majority of authentic authors in the craft, when it's spicy, will put long legal warnings in there. This had none of that.
They even have a
I
bibliography.
disagree with you, Granny. I totally disagree with you. If there was a disclaimer at the beginning of the book that says there's adult content in this book, the stuff in here, that there's a warning or something, that is the warning. That is this. It's like if you write a book on essential
The
oils.
original book that was plagiarized, Ryan, had the warning. It did not make it into Bree's book when it was plagiarized.
Oh, I thought you said that there. So what you're saying is there's no warning on the inside of the Witch Talker's grimoire that says any of this stuff can be dangerous. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Still not my.
Brian,
Still.
you should read the book, Brian. You should read the book. Take some time and read the book, because at
I
the end
don't
of the
have
day, your
time to
name is
read the book.
attached to it.
I don't care what anybody else wrote and put in the book. I really don't care. I contributed my article, and that's
Your
it.
name is in that
And
book.
I'm
Your
not
name is in that
planning.
book, though.
I'm not planning on taking my article out because my article was submitted as a gift from a book that I had already published. I don't care about my piece being in there. I don't. And I don't care who else is in the book, and I don't care what is in the contents of the book because I am not liable. The publisher is liable. And if she's liable, then she's liable. Then she'll have to deal with the liability of that. That's why, you got to be careful about what you publish or what you do. I get it. I totally understand. But I'm just saying that for the most part, unless if it's not something that wasn't plagiarized, you can't control what people say. You
No.
can't control the kind of spells people put out there. I mean, they could talk about, saw off half your arm and stir your cauldron with your arm. Anyone can say anything they want. And if there are people stupid enough out there to do that, how is that how is that our problem? Why are you acting like the thought police? Why are you acting like the language police?
Because my child is susceptible to this shit, so therefore I care about
How old is
everyone
your
else's
child?
children. 20.
They're not a child.
20.
They're a fucking adult.
He's my child.
But he's a
I said my
20-year-old adult.
child.
He's a
He's
20-year-old
still my
adult.
child. I still
I
gave
don't,
birth to
I
him.
don't care that your 20-year-old kid as an adult should be able to make responsible choices about how to handle a gun.
Obviously, he can't because he's autistic. He's special needs.
Well, I'm not talking about special needs persons. I'm talking about
But
people
that's
that
what
are
I'm
adults.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's why you don't just hand children a phone and give them a phone and let them do whatever they want on their phone, or hand them any book and let them read any book just because they pick it up or because you buy one. I mean, that's what being an adult parent is. Being a
You're
parent,
absolutely right.
being
You're
a parent,
absolutely right. And
yeah.
you're absolutely right. And along those lines, you also don't boost up a non-seasoned practitioner claiming that they're seasoned and have them offer this gift to the youngers who are suffering from neurodivergency, autism, Asperger's, or any other mental illness out there, and say, hey, this person can be trusted. Buy her book. Use her book. And then when you're putting it out there like that, they're not going to have the sense to say, oh, something in here might be dangerous, because Bree wouldn't put us in harm. Can you understand that perspective?
I understand, but you are still not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
I
going
hear
over
you.
your head. No, what I'm saying is going over your head.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that this is a book. this book has content in it that is offensive. If it was my book, there would be no corpse water. If it was my book, there wouldn't be any plagiarized material in it. If there was my book, there would be warnings in the front and the back and the
It
middle
is your book.
talking about that's if I did it. If I did it, but I didn't do it.
Your name's in that book.
It's the Witch
Right.
Talker's Grimoires. It's not Bria's book. It's all our book that I contributed as well. It's my book. It's your book. She just took the
Yeah, and
responsibility.
here's the thing, whoever, Sarah down there, my part is not dangerous and my part is not offensive. So there's nothing wrong with what I contributed. So I don't have a problem with what I contributed.
No one ever said anything about your submission. No one ever said anything about Kaz's submission because you guys came from a different, like, the thing is, your submissions are in that book.
Yeah,
You're trusted by yours, right? Your army, your team, you're trusted. You're in that book.
yeah. But I also trust. Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's get something straight with this Sarah person that's down in the comments. Life is dangerous and witchcraft is dangerous. Period. Period. Because witchcraft and voodoo and all these other practices in the occult that work with stuff, work with blood, work with bones, work with disease, work with medicinal plants, work with poisonous plants, work with all of the different substances in nature, okay? This religion is based on nature, or this tradition, because witchcraft is not a religion, but the craft itself is based on nature, and nature is not nice. Nature is not nice. So to say that practitioners shouldn't have the right to be able to obtain a copy, nor be able to publish content that is controversial or dangerous is very disingenuous, because I believe in freedom of speech at all costs. If the Westboro Baptist Church, which they did, show up in Virginia at someone's funeral and hold up "God hates fags," okay, that sign, and they're shaking it and they're screaming it and Jesus this and Jesus that, they have the right to do that. I don't agree with people that do that. Matter of fact, my organization, LGBT Live, back in the day, we went and counter protested them with our rainbow flags and all of our flags. Literally, this was documented on Granby Street, like 12, 13 years. It was longer
You're
than
just saying you
15 years.
countered it, though.
I
You're
countered.
literally just saying that you countered what they
Exactly.
did.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
all Orsat and everyone else is doing, is countering this.
And if you guys are counter protesting it, that's just fine. But what I'm saying is that, like, at the end of the day,
I told
you
people to
can't
go out and
convince
buy the
people.
book. I literally told people, go get the book, read it for yourself, don't take my word for anything, and read the book. Just like I'm telling you to read the book. I never told anyone, don't buy the book, it's dangerous. I said, no, this is dangerous and this is what is dangerous in it. Don't take my word for it, go get the book.
Right, but when I hear you guys talking, I'm hearing that you're like calling for censorship. That's what I hear. My ear hears you calling for censorship. You're asking for things to be removed out of the book.
No.
Plagiarized material, 100% should be gone. Okay, so let's talk about coyote bones and coyote skulls. Let me tell you what's not closed. Any river in any natural body of water is not closed. The ocean is not
Nope.
closed.
Nope.
Mountains are not closed. Any kind of
Nope.
tree and any kind of herb is not closed, or any kind of animal bone is not closed. Coyotes are not closed practices. They're fucking animals. And the only
We
people
never
that
said that.
hold on, let me go off of my thing, and then you can respond
Okay.
however you want. As witches and people that practice the occult, we all use blood and bones, and we use herbs, and we use water and mud and dirt. And we will, if I go out into the forest to forage for doing a spell, and I come across any carcass of any animal, and I decide that I'm going to take that shit because I want to use it, or I want to break it down, or I want to use its bone or anything, that is a gift that the spirit of the forest gave me when I went out to forage to find something to cast my spell. That doesn't, no one owns that shit. No one owns that. Now, what does matter is how people practice magic. That's what's closed. And practices are either closed because they're ethnically closed, like hoodoo, or because they are closed by religion, because you have to be initiated in them to be a member of the religion. Like you're initiated into Haitian voodoo, you're initiated into Ifa, you're initiated into Palo Mayombe. So there are practices that are closed, and the Catholic Church is also a closed practice. If you want to be a Catholic, you can't just say you're one. You literally have to get initiated into the Catholic Church. So there are practices that are closed. But when it comes down to somebody picking up a bone out in the forest, get the fuck out of here with that. Come on. You got to agree.
That's not what we were saying. What we were specifically talking about was the one saying to walk, put your enemy's name in your shoe, walk through dog shit, and take your shoes to the crossroads and leave them there for the deity of the crossroads.
That's stupidity.
It's in the book.
I get it. You don't like the book. I understand. I get it. No. My take is that you have a serious problem with the book. No, you have serious problems with the book, and your problems with the book are not unwarranted. They're not unwarranted, but I don't understand why this has to be such a huge controversy here.
Because it
I've
was
explained
made
it.
into a
I've explained
controversy.
it. Maybe it's going over your head because I've explained it to you.
Okay. So
Who
let
are
me
you
try
approaching?
and clarify a little bit of what's going on, because I have watched this from the very beginning when Bree released the book, when the original plagiarism and everything was revealed from the book, when the corpse water came up, because I actually did get the book. As soon as it came out, I got the book and I read through it, and I was absolutely appalled that they would put corpse water in a book for somebody to consume. Okay, perfectly fine, perfectly legitimate. But with that being said, the people, to my understanding, who put submissions in the book did not get anything that had anything that compiled the entire book. They did not know what anyone else submitted. So for you to therefore state that whoever submitted whatever has to automatically have a problem with the book is completely asinine, 100%. I would like to also add, I want you to show me one instance where Ryan has made a video on his profile that has promoted that book at all. One
He
video,
hasn't.
because there were plenty of other people who did. Plenty of other people who did, and that's fine.
I get it. Nobody said you did. We asked him.
No, because
I guess
you guys just sat in this live and said that Ryan was promoting this book to his youngers
that's
that
not what
follow
was
him. That is
said.
what you
They
That
asked,
was
just
would
got
no.
you?
done
That was
saying.
They
hold
said,
on, hold on,
would
hold on,
you
hold on,
promote the book?
hold on. I said, did you promote the book? He said no. There was no accusation. It was a question, and he replied, and we said exactly. I said, is your submission in that book? Are your youngers going to get that book because your name is in that book? No one accused anything. We're not doing that here. And you know, again, like I would prefer to see all the plagiarists kicked out, all the people that good faith put their stuff in, be edited correctly. That's all.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly legitimate. Let me state on this live for whoever may be whatever that I have no problem with Bree personally at all whatsoever. However, I do disagree with that book because a lot of the material was plagiarized and there is dangerous material in there. Okay, that's fine. You guys have made your point now. You guys have been through this for months. You have contacted who you needed to contact for legal action to be taken against her since she refused to take the book down. So there is no point in continuing to drag this on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There is no point in doing that because that is what has been the catalyst that caused all of these other actions to happen, that caused Uncle Birch, who is an unhinged individual to begin with, to be racist, misogynistic, make death threats toward
Wait a
Ursula.
minute, you're
all of
blaming
this.
On a
these
second.
ladies
Yeah,
for what's going on because they
Are you
stuck up.
trying to blame these people for someone else's racist rhetoric?
Excuse
You're
me?
literally turning around and saying, I can't, I swear TikTok buggles my brain sometimes. So my husband comes out here now because I'm talking loud and hits me a smack in the face and goes, that's your fault for talking loud. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, someone is like echoing, so I'm not able to hear what you're saying.
You are placing blame at the feet of these ladies for Uncle Birch's racist rhetoric.
No,
Honey,
absolutely
we
not.
forced
Uncle
him
Birch
to
is
be a butthole. We should have
100%
sat there and
responsible
shut
for
up.
what he does. But I am saying that at this point, the argument has been placed against this book. The people have been contacted that needed to be contacted so that legal action can be taken. So therefore, it should have done and been dropped and let go because now it is in legal hands. So Bree will have to suffer whatever legal consequences come for all the plagiarism, and she will also have to deal with what has come for her allowing an entry about consuming corpse water to be in that book. That is
Yes.
100% her. But at this point, it should have been let go.
I'm
It should
sorry,
have been
Daddy. My
but it's not
skirt
just
was
about
too
the
short
book.
when I got raped.
Drop it. It's like, here's the thing. You are selling more copies by continuing to talk about it. Now that if you have really done your due diligence, like you said you were, and you were going to get it in the hands of people that would take care of it, okay? Then you've done your job. There's nothing else you can do about it. You can't do anything else about it. You can be mad about it. You can die mad about it. But if no one ever takes her to court and she doesn't want to take that book down, it's just there. So how much longer are you guys going to talk about it?
Okay, so then see, it's perfectly taken care of. It's done. She's going to sue her and Bree's going to go to prison or whatever. So it's done. There's no point to continue this conversation and continue to hold these lives and continue to talk about it and continue to drum up all of these issues. There's no point into continuing it. And the whole reason that I came up here is because you guys are allowing all these people in the comments to attack Ryan for no reason whatsoever because, like I said, he gave a submission to the book. Let me ask you a question. Kaz has publicly stated to Bree that she wants her entry withdrawn from the book. Has it been withdrawn yet? Has it been taken out? No, it has not. So why is Ryan being grilled? What's the difference? If he goes to Bree and says, you know what, I don't want my entry in the book anymore, she doesn't have to listen. She's going to get sued anyway. So what's the difference? Why is everyone grilling, people who are not going to, stand up against the book? They offered a entry. That is all they did. Bree asked people to offer a entry. Ryan's entry had no harm in it whatsoever.
None.
Therefore, he is not responsible for what Bree allowed to be put in that book.
No one said he was. We're not grilling him.
Absolutely. There
He's
are
the
plenty
no.
of people
Okay, wait a
in
minute.
these
Okay,
comments
you're
and
not
in
gonna
this live
overtalk
that have
me.
said,
What you're not going to do is speak over me. You're being very long-winded. You're asking multiple questions and not giving space for return answers. So I muted you for a momentarily. I'll unmute you in a second. Ryan is not being grilled. Ryan said, why do you care? Why are you doing this? And that's what we're explaining over and over and over. We're not grilling Ryan.
Right. And so the point is let it go. Just after tonight, just let it go. Done. So you have decided that you're going to ride this crazy train all the way to the last stop. That's what you've decided you're going to do, because that could take years.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there have been no more videos of personal attacks. This is all focused on the book. Every time I get another racist comment from Birch, I laugh about it. I post my proof. He said I wasn't indigenous. I sent a screenshot of my DNA proving my indigeneity and my African American heritage. He said that there was no reservations in California, that me learning under the medicine woman in San Pasqual didn't happen because there's no reservations in Southern California. I posted a map. Okay? That's it. That there's no more of the fucking, oh, you're going to kill me, I'm going to kill you too conversation happening. This is all solely focused on the book and bringing awareness to the book. And if it sells more, great. Great.
And I guess it's what I don't. I know that, but I think what I'm trying to bring to your attention is, don't you have better things to do with your time as influential witches on this app than deal with that?
We're doing exactly what we should be doing as influential witches on this app.
Okay, so you're living your destiny over here, you're living your best life, and while you're at it, you're just going to continue to attack this book until they take it off of Amazon. You're
aware I'm a justice worker, right? It's literally my path.
Okay. See, I mean, fine, that's just, I'm just here. The reason I came into your live is because I wanted to clarify any fuck shit about me, like anything that anybody has to say about me. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Like, even though we talked about the book and Bree and everything, like I said, I don't have a problem with Bree. I gave her the submission. I don't have a problem with the book, but I didn't read it. And I didn't know about any of the problems in the book besides corpse water, which I'm like, get over. Okay, but the point is that, like, I just feel like everybody there's so much more you can do with your life than continue to, like, constantly be slinging shit across each other's lawns at one another.
Literally, look who's on this panel right now.
There's no such thing as a witch talk community. Let's get this straight. There's no such thing.
That's your opinion.
I disagree. I think there is.
There's no witch talk community.
That's your opinion.
I use my community
never has been, there never will be.
That's your opinion.
Because for you, I'm going to tell you what a community is. A community
just wait a minute. Look who's on this panel right now communicating. That in itself is a major step within the community. Do you not realize that? Look who's right above each other right now. Women who haven't spoken in years due to personal differences are on the same panel communicating
That's
like
not
adults.
a community. That's not community. That's you guys rectifying shit you threw at each other several years ago on TikTok. People need to understand that a community is a place where you go and you meet people face to face and you hold hands and you sing together and you dance together and you eat together and you have a community. A community is something that you have in the witch,
Communal.
something that you have that's real. It's like an elay. It's like a house. There's no such thing as an online community anywhere. I'm not attacking witch talk. I'm saying community doesn't exist on the internet, not in a Facebook group, not on TikTok, not on MySpace, not on Twitter. That's what I'm saying.
When did we all start coming together on this app? In the height of COVID, right? Because we couldn't touch each other's hands. The closest we got to face was this. It's 2023 now. Community, the idea of community has shifted. We had to shift. But
If you're
there
looking, if you're
are
looking
bad
for
parts.
community, if you're looking for a community and you think you're going to find a community, I mean like a functional community, and you're going to find it through TikTok, you're great. You need to get the fuck off this app and go look somewhere else to find real community. That's my opinion on it. So whenever you say you're doing something in behalf of the community, I'm looking around like, what community where? I don't see a community. I've never
That's
seen a
because
community of witches on
it's
here.
really blatantly obvious you don't feel that, because that's why you don't feel the need to speak up for the younger witches about the book and things like that. But those of us that do feel a sense of community feel like protecting it. And that's what motivates us. We're not doing it out of bitchiness or jealousy or whatever motivators people have. We are literally doing this because the young people that we reach on this app needs to be made aware. And as you said, if they listen to us, we are telling them, please don't do this. This isn't okay. Don't consume that. Don't put that in someone's food. It's not a personal attack on anyone.
It's my personal opinion, my opinion, and I said that from the very beginning. It's my personal opinion that you can't create a real community for anything online. Period. I said that. I said what I said. If you don't like it, you don't like it. What I said is, in my opinion, I do not believe that you can create the kind of community that needs to be created to practice real witchcraft, because these people up here already know that if you're not running with the people that actually practice this stuff, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to understand how it works. You're not going to get the proper initiation. You're not going to be trained. So that's not something that you can do online. You're up here talking about like how things can't be done in the traditions. I'm talking about a Sheshe or Lukumi or Ifa or Apollo or
We're not on ATR here.
I
But
know
see,
that,
there's
but
a
I'm
difference
using that
here.
as an
You're looking
example.
at it like community means that there's teaching or you get something from it. But what we had talked about, and you ladies can correct me if I'm wrong, we were coming together as a sisterhood, as a group of women coming together to just support each other and be a group of women together.
How's that working out for you?
Wonderfully.
So far,
great.
it's
Doesn't
working
look
out
like it
great.
from the outside.
Yes.
And look at all the traditions that we represent. What a wonderful
Right.
way for people to, as a seeker, as a new person, to come in and talk and get honest answers from people that do the thing.
This is coming from a woman who literally attacked me for a year because I was a new person. I was a newbie coming to the tradition, and she treated me like garbage. I was brand new. I got initiated into these traditions. I showed up, and this person up there, that Grammy Druid
That's
person up there
false
that's
drama,
talking
though,
shit,
Ryan.
I'm just pointing out that what she's saying is hypocritical. That's why I don't believe in a community, because she
Do
literally
you
did
think
the
that? Do you
opposite to
think?
me.
Do you not think that people see the error of their ways and do experience growth?
She never apologized to me.
We don't always need to apologise. We just need to move on. Me and
No,
Maggie had youth
she just
issues,
said
and we're
all
sitting
kinds of
here
stuff about
getting
helping
on
out
quite
new
well.
people and stuff. I was a new person. I didn't get the support that she's talking about.
I
That's what
know.
we're
I
trying
read
to do
I
now.
read all the
How does she
comments
have
that you
support
sent
you though?
about the
Because
white
she's not a
lady
community.
getting
Do you know what I
initiated
mean?
over you. I got it, Ryan. I didn't address anything with you because I didn't want to have a fight and an argument, because you at that time were really hot and really kind of on your own path and your own direction, and there was a lot of other people, and you will admit this, that was in the mix of that whole situation that were making it a lot worse than it was.
Well, you were not very helpful.
No,
And I've
I
got
wouldn't
nothing
say
else
that
to
I
say.
was helpful,
I'm
but
not
I
going to say anything.
definitely felt that I needed to defend. I needed to defend myself on the things that nobody on the app were seeing.
So what the point of what I'm trying to say is, when you're talking about a community, for me, a community is a place where you can go where you feel safe. I don't feel safe online. I don't feel safe here on TikTok. That's
Okay, that's
just so
understandable.
safety is community also has to
Yeah.
do with safety. And I can't say that any community you join online is safe. That's what I'm saying. That's extra.
We addressed this and said, you know, we may not get along. We may not have gotten along before, but that from this moment, from this time, from this place, moving forward, we have to set better examples and be there for each other and empower women to be the witch, the best witch that they can be.
Do you feel unsafe now in this conversation at this moment?
No, because when I go online, I expect it to be Jerry Springer. I expect it to be Geraldo. Like when I walk in the room, I pretty much expect everything to go to hell anyway. So like I showed up with absolutely zero positive or negative intentions at all. I showed up because I wanted to answer questions about what people thought my involvement in all this fuck shit was. I showed up so that I could tell you what my level of participation is in this, so people don't talk shit about me that's not true. So that people aren't pushing around rumors about me that are not true. There's plenty of people always saying stuff about me, and I just came in to clarify what my role was in this whole Bree situation. So that you know. I don't think there's anything anyone could do on this app that would make me feel safe on this app. But do you understand how hypocritical it sounds to me now? Like when you guys sit there and you preach, well, we're going to be here for everybody. You see how hypocritical that sounds to me now, after
We're not
being
saying we're
treated
going to
so
be here for
poorly by
everybody.
so many people.
We can only change what we can change.
We've recognized that our past, all of us, have maneuvered incorrectly, and we are trying to change that. And we're trying to lead by example instead of, don't worry what I'm doing over here. I stand in my own space. Now we're like, okay, you know what? We've done an injustice to our own youngers by not behaving as elders and seasoned practitioners. And we're actively with the mindset to change that now. And that started when, this week? This
What
is
did you
brand
say?
new. This is brand new and it's going great, which is why you're here. Which is why you were allowed here and invited up. Regardless of personal feelings, I'm not attacking you. I'm not dredging up things from last year or the year before.
All right.
Collectively.
I do want to respond to the people that are like running their mouth at me in the comments, just the person that keeps asking me, why are you here? Why are you here? It's because I have teachings. I teach. I'm a teacher. I teach a lot of different things. I've been a teacher my entire life. I was a dance teacher, then I was a yoga teacher, then I taught witchcraft. I do mentorship groups. I help people. I'm a psychic medium. I go live on this app so people can talk to me, so I can try to connect them with their dead. I'm here doing my spiritual work. I'm a spiritual worker and I'm doing my work. When I say I'm not here on this app for anyone else, I mean that. I'm on this app for the people that follow me that think I can help them. If they see me and they say, oh, I like that guy, I like what he says, oh, he reads cards, oh, let me get a reading from him, I'm there to help them. And ask the people that are in this live who have known me for a while, when people come to me to get a reading, I point them in the direction of ancestor work, and I point them in the direction of working with their guides. Ancestors and guides, my specialty is helping people reconnect with whatever their root is, whatever that is. I try to help people acknowledge it, and then try to learn about it. That's the only thing I've done for the past couple of years on this app. That's my spiritual work. So I have people on here that follow me, but I am not on here to create a community for myself. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I am here to teach and leave. That's it. And if somebody wants my help off this app, great, you can book a reading with me. That's it. So you guys have fun with your community. Go forth into the world, make it fantastic, make it great, make it clean. Be good to one another, try to minimize the drama and the fighting, because when somebody who is new that doesn't know anything about witchcraft gets on this app and they see people who are just running their mouth constantly and spewing shit at each other from across each other's yard, who would want to get involved in any of this when they sat and watched all the stuff that goes on this app?
Beautifully imperfect.
Okay. Well, anyway, if nobody has any comments, questions, or objections for
Brian,
me,
I do have a
anybody?
question for you, darling, though. I know you understand sympathetic magic, and I know you understand how that works. And I got to ask you, what would make you happy? Because whenever I'm around you long, I just pick up this hunger for something with no name to it. Does that make sense to you?
You mean like my cock?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering what you're hungry for.
No, I said when I am around you, I sense a deep hunger within you that doesn't even have a
I do have
name.
a hunger. I'll tell you what it is. It's a rage. It's not a hunger, it's a rage, it's an anger. I'm angry. I'm enraged. And I'm angry. I'm angry that people are lied to. I'm angry that people are born and raised in this colonized Christian world. I'm angry at a lot of things. And my first beef is with Christianity. So when you see me, my seething rage and anger, and when I come out on this app and I talk about stuff that I'm talking about, is because I don't like what I see in our culture and I'm trying to change it. I've been doing that for 20 years. I've been trying to change it. Back when I was an activist in the LGBTQ community, back when I was a porn star and I was making adult educational videos for men to empower men to be more creative with their bodies. And now we're on this app telling people about, my life and my story on my journey. So, I mean, if I come across as somebody who's lacking, it's because I hate this place. I can't wait to be done with this place. I'm over it. And I'm not talking about TikTok. I'm saying I'm here to do my spiritual work and be done with it. And that's it. So, I mean, if what you're feeling is I don't have time for nonsense. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for nonsense. I don't have time for this. I'm here to teach. And people that want to hear me teach will listen to stuff that I say and they'll listen to me bitch and they'll get something out of it. And people that don't want to listen to me can block me. That's it. I'm here because people talk shit about me in this live. There are people, the faces that you're looking at in this room talk about me, and I showed up to confront their faces with my face directly.
Who was talking shit about you in this live?
Ursa and Maggie have been talking shit about me for a year, and nobody has ever come to my aid in trying to rectify any of the stuff that these people have thrown at me.
You blocked me.
I haven't heard anything.
I know that, but don't think because I don't block you that people don't come behind you and tell me about all the stuff that you guys say about me.
But I've never talked shit about you. I've actually stated factual things about you. It was never shit. Like I said, I've always stood up for you. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. I literally have, earlier Maggie said something and she referred to you as white, and I looked at her and she corrected herself. I don't let people call you white to this day. And she corrected herself and said he appears phenotypically white. So I don't talk shit about you, dude.
Okay. Well, the thing is I'm gonna go. I came up here to address everybody and just say I'm here. If anybody wants to say something to me and get an answer out of me for whatever reason, that's why I showed up. I didn't show up to fight with anybody. I didn't show up for any of that. What I showed up is that I wanted to be visible because I don't want you to think that I'm avoiding you or that I'm afraid of having an adult conversation to your face with you on this app. I do.
Well, I would also like to say, Ryan, that I am sorry for any hurt or harm that I have caused you in the past.
Thank you for that apology. All right, everybody. Y'all have fun going creating your community. I'm going to go teach. I'm going to go do my own thing. And everybody have a great night. And just keep my name out of your mouth. Thank you.
Ditto! Yeah.
Do you think I upset him by muting his mic?
I think he just has a hard time understanding. You know?
Oh, you can't mute people? No. Yeah. You guys really have to take it easy in the comments, man. I wasn't either. I apologize.
Yeah, I was trying to let everybody speak and not speak over anybody. So I did address my questions and concerns in the comments. And unfortunately, none of them were touched on, which I totally understand because you're talking to people, you can't look down at the same time. Everyone's on live, like, we know how it works. But I wish I could, like, I personally, I don't know, I do not have much against him besides that I do not like his behavior. And that's fine. I choose not to follow him because of that. And I choose not to um, actively seek out any issues with him. And what I have to say hasn't been said already 1,000 times by other people. And that is that I don't agree in which the way he has been treating us in this conversation. I don't agree with the reductionist points he was trying to make and how dismissive it was and offensive. And I feel bad that I didn't get to address that, so I'm not going to talk a whole much more about it. But I also wasn't trying to attack him in any way because I do want it to be a conversation. And I was really interested in what he was going to say. But unfortunately, and this is not to just put a trigger word out there, was very misogynist in many points of this conversation and very dismissive. And
I believe we held him to that, though. I think when he did start
correct.
doing that, we did interject and
Yeah, correct. But so I mean, like, I'm not trying to be a coward or anything, but I just didn't get to say that myself. So that's the only thing I have to say about it. But it was definitely addressed multiple times. I agree with Maeve in the comments that I feel like he was here to just silence everybody because he came in here and asked, "What about me?" and kept talking over people to say exactly what he's thought and dismissing everything that we're trying to do here. And I did not appreciate that, but I'm not gonna hold it against him because there's a reason why I don't associate with him.
Women in groups are threats to men.
And that too. Yeah, I saw that multiple times where he was just feeling attacked. And a lot of the times when he would shrug or which is fine. Everyone processes information. We're on video. Don't expect him to be, or anybody to be 100% in control of their mannerisms, especially when they hear something they don't agree with. But it was definitely coming off more of a point of, I don't know, how men typically respond to women's voices, where they consider it shrill or grating in some way. And that's what I was seeing a lot. So
He doesn't understand how those of us that have had problems in the past can come together and be united under a banner and get
yeah.
along with each other.
And when he said he didn't feel protected, especially when he first joined Witch Talk, like, I get where a lot of his animosity towards online community comes from. He has not had an easy go of that. And
He brought a lot of that on himself, though.
yes, that's also what I was just about to
yeah,
say.
his anger is definitely justified. You know, he is nonstop attacked, and I understand that. You know, I get that, and I think, you know, we take the minute to understand why people are the way they are, behave the way they are, we can address it a lot easier than taking it personal.
Correct.
He
I
has
think the most
unresolved issues within himself, and it's very easy to pick that up. And that bucket can't be filled by anybody but himself. So he comes across the way he is because he's desperately looking for some sort of validation, something that makes him feel better about himself. And in doing so, he puts a target right on him.
Well, I think all of us have also learned that there's a difference in tone, at least, of just saying your opinion versus trying to quote unquote teach your opinion. And it felt more like he was coming in here to learn us something. And that was also a bit frustrating. But I can see why he feels a need to that when he
I
puts
don't
himself
hear
as a
people
teacher.
when they speak down to me. I just can't.
I can't
Yeah.
either,
If
Kev.
somebody is trying to school me that their opinion is more valid than mine, I shut off and I can't. That's what I
Well,
got.
yeah.
That was also my
It
issue. I
wasn't a
didn't want to
meeting.
be.
It wasn't a merging of opinions. It was a, this is my opinion, take it or leave it. I will leave it, thank you.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think you would have taken my opinion well either, so.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Who believes he didn't know anything about any of this? Raise your hand. I don't. I think he knew exactly all that's going on.
Of course he knows. He was in a live talking about me in the midst of this. So I know he knew about it. But like
Are
we could
you
sit
okay,
there.
Orsa? Because I feel he got under your skin a little bit. I think you have respect for Ryan, you know?
No. What got under my skin is that I spent years protecting him and standing up for him.
Right.
Just for the sake of being Puerto Rican, So, and the fact that he will sit there with a man who sat there and degraded our people, not just mine, our people, and will sit there and alive and that he's not my friend, so but moments
And this is
before,
what
I
this
don't
is my
tolerate
point.
racism. Well, here's this man who's being racist not only towards me but us, because you are me too. And I
This is
stood
my
up for you
point. It's
for
not just about the book.
years. I stood up for him for years. Even in this
It's gone
live before
beyond the book.
even in this very live before he showed up, I stood up for him without saying a word. I just looked at Mags, and she immediately corrected what she was trying to say.
And that man that came in with him was saying that it was our fault that everybody's being treated this way. Is not, that's horrible.
That's toxic AF. Blame the victim
No,
behind it,
what I got from what Rob was saying was, if I wouldn't have reacted, it wouldn't have gone this far. If I wouldn't have stood up for myself, it
They
wouldn't
hadn't
have gone
opened their
this
mouth,
far.
it wouldn't have
Therefore, it's
gone
my
too
fault
far.
that it's gone this far.
You're
If you
reacting
hadn't,
to something, Orsa.
if you hadn't
It's
talked back
nobody's
to that man,
fault,
he wouldn't have hit you.
That's what,
right?
yes. That's what run all over me.
Hmm.
Right. It's your fault. You made me do this. You made me hit you. You made me this. No, bitch, you did it. You're responsible for yourself.
Just sit there and shut up and I won't hit you.
Yeah, let it go now.
Right?
You
Shut
You
prove
your
your
must
point.
fucking
like
Let it
me
go
mouth.
now.
hitting
You
you.
prove your point. Shut up now. And it's just like, no, because people are still not understanding everything that's been going on. People are
They
still
don't
not
understand the
understanding that this is a
dynamic of the,
stance of protecting our community and protecting our youngers.
right.
And then, I was saying, I gave the example twice of why I'm doing it, because of my child. My 20-year-old child, whether my 20-year-old child is an adult or not, my 20-year-old child felt susceptible to fucking witch talk. And I am his
But
mother.
here it is. You don't have to explain that. It is right or it is wrong. You do what you do because it's wrong. That's it. There does not have to be an explanation for it. You do not have to go and say personally why you are doing this. Why are you doing this, Orsa? Because it's wrong. That's why.
That's enough for me.
What they're doing is wrong. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You don't have to tell people your personal reasoning. Do you know what I mean?
Wrong
You
is
don't
wrong.
need
Bye.
wrong is wrong and right is right, and it's that simple. And things get too muddy. Listen, I'm a broke brain too, and think the water gets muddied too much with if, what's, why's, buts, who's, where's, theirs. It simply is right or it is wrong.
Right. And
It
he
is
used
that
the
simple.
alcohol as a means to say that she was just on a drunk and getting wound up and was unstable. And that's why this is all breaking down the way it is. Again, it was putting blame back on like the victim, and I don't like that either.
But I haven't been drunk on here, and that's the thing. And that's why I was like, no, I did it tonight. I did it while speaking to him, where my bubbles come out because of my speech
That
impediment.
was just insulting. That was just
That was
degrading
How
and
does he
insulting
even
to say
notice
that
that?
to
I
someone.
can't see you doing that. That's so
I guess
weird
you
to
have to
me.
be
I think,
have to
I
be
don't
really
know,
trying
I'm
to
not
tear
a
me apart to
psychologist
notice
or
it, I
anything like that,
guess.
but maybe
Yeah.
you triggered him there. I don't think maybe he meant to personally attack you, but that was a bit over the top even for me. I was like, whoa,
Well, the fact that he just
that's
kept bringing up other, like, yeah. No, sorry, you were right.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
target was moved a lot
It was.
throughout the conversation.
I think we did a good job in reining it back, though.
You did.
you conducted yourself fantastically, Orson.
Well,
He's
I
not
felt
getting an
like
apology from me.
I had to. I don't mind. Okay, sorry. If it's
I did
really
nothing to him. I did nothing ill towards him to him.
Hmm.
he's desperately looking for something to fill the hole that's in him. I don't know what caused it, but it's there.
Yeah,
I've been saying this for years, and I don't know if I've said it publicly on the app, but I know I've been telling it to Mags for years. It's like he longs to belong, and that must feel
Well,
fucking awful.
Hmm.
I think it leaked over to his world over here on TikTok after that live. And I think he came over here to try to silence everything. I think you guys handled things very well. And that was a lot of triggers for everybody to get through.
that it was.
There was a lot of bashing. There was a lot of, let's have a conversation. Oh, by the way, this woman over here, she was mean to me back in the day. And it was, I applaud you guys for holding it straight. That was, and I'm really sorry that he did that.
It was,
I,
yeah. It was between the mentioning of phalluses and interrupting conversations to bring that up,
Why
and
is it every time
using
I
it
ask
as a
him a question, he
deflection.
brought up his dick? I mean,
Misogyny, unfortunately. It wasn't funny. I mean, phallus jokes are funny, but yeah, a few times I was just like, I'm off camera now. It was a lot.
I thought it was funny. I honestly took it as
You
I'm
laughed every
uncomfortable,
time,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna do some comedic deflection.
Hmm.
That's what I took that as.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah. It was comedic deflection. It wasn't funny, unfortunately. So I wasn't trying to like add that to.
Because every time, I don't know if you guys noticed, like every time he did it, I just fucking laughed. I was just
Yeah.
like, okay,
Like,
sure.
okay, that just happened.
What was actually getting to me when why I started really using my voice was the yeah, I understand that, but, and it's like, no, there's no but. You either understand it or you don't understand it, internalize it, and say, yeah, but I need a scrape for something to make this not okay.
He doesn't understand where we're coming from. I see where he's coming from. I see the point that he's getting across. Don't take it so personally. Do your own thing. Walk your own path. Like, he's here to do his thing. That's what he's saying. And I really wanted to say, and I said, no, it's not my place to say, but you go, are we making you uncomfortable, Ryan? because that's what it feels like. We're loud, we're making people uncomfortable. And the way I see it is they're uncomfortable because they have to face what we're saying.
Strong women make weak men nervous.
Even women, even other women are saying, I've had people reach out to me going, I can't scroll TikTok. Every second thing is about this drama. I'm like, well, maybe listen to it and see what people are saying, because it's everywhere for a reason. Everyone's talking about it for a reason. Okay, it's not just drama, it's an issue. And people are trying to protect younger people in the community. It's not a personal bash at people. It went too far with things being done, like body shame and threats, whatever.
The book is
There
one
was no
thing, is what
need
went
for it.
on around the defense of the book that is truly the biggest problem we're going to have to deal with.
I don't think he wanted to understand. He wanted
Yeah,
to try
he
to
just couldn't.
educate you
He's doing
to
his
stop.
thing.
He wanted to make
That's
you
it.
feel little, and he wanted to be little everybody to make you stop. He wanted to scare you off of it. And
Sorry,
we're
failed.
all a little bit older women here. You're not going to scare us. Not much scares us anymore.
Yeah, we're all mid.
No.
Well, not we're not all, but you know, like yeah, like I'm exactly his age. He's not going to like what. Yeah, I agree with you, Maeve. I did see that, but the thing was, I was trying to talk through that and point things out to force back the reflection. You know, he's like, "Oh, Ursa's talking shit." I never said a word of shit. I just don't talk shit. Like that's not my thing. I don't get off on that. What I speak are facts. I said, this is a problem. When you're speaking up, when you're talking to me in private and I have my title and you're just initiated, you need to come with me with respect or I'm going to check you. And he did not appreciate that. That's
No.
why he blocked me. It wasn't because I was talking shit. It's because I was like, hey, hold on. You're disrespecting an elder. You need to tone it back some. And then when he told me to stay in my lane, I said, that's it. I'm done.
And then he wanted me
Then
and
when that
Kaz
morphed
to fight.
into
Did you
online
see that, Kaz?
initiations, yeah, I went wild
No,
with
did
it.
he?
You're not gonna sit here and shit on my practice.
He
Did
wanted Kaz and I to fight.
How come?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you not see who's sitting up there, right there with each other?
No, I think he
Oh, I
was
thought
talking
that
about
was
Mags and
Magnetar.
Kaz.
Yeah. I thought with Kokala, Grabby Druid, Riley. Listen, I'm just opinionated, but as I said, I don't hold ill will either. Did you do anything horrific on me? Have you put my family in harm's way? Have you knocked on my front door? No, it's the fucking internet. We're going to have disagreements. It's okay.
It's okay.
Well,
Do you know
fuck
what
yeah.
I
I
mean?
don't want to be in an echo chamber. I want to have the
Yes.
disagreements. I want to have the
Thank you.
conversations.
Exactly. I am open to other people's opinions. It's when you're nasty and accusing and things like that, I have a fucking problem. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I'm no angel myself. I know this. I'm very reactionary. Do you know what I mean? So I have no problem owning my part in shit either. If someone says, Car, you were a bitch, I'll go, I believe that. Do you know what I mean? Because if I'm in a situation, I'm reacting. Okay.
We're all allowed to get mad.
Yeah, we're human and we're women and we're strong women. We're opinionated women.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The thing is how you handle the aftermath of it, you get me?
I
Imagine
think we're all
holding on
doing
to
a
all
really good
those
job.
grudges. How horrible would that be?
Yeah, don't let
Say
somebody
what you
tell
need to
you.
say and move on. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So do we all need to go private on the 13th?
She should really be careful on how she words her spells, because that could easily be her.
But also, I'm just going to let you know that I was on private and I still got bot reported.
Oh,
Yeah, Birch went down while private too.
Yeah, so
Yes, Druid.
oh, listen, when I start getting bot reported, and I mean in 60 seconds, it was boom, 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 a countdown.
wow.
60 seconds. And the same happened to Mystic Miami. 60 seconds. I mean, going back years. Boom, 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 boom.
That's why I have
down.
2 videos. The most if they were to bot report me at this point, I have 2 videos. The most I'm gonna get is 2 strikes. You're not taking another one. I take my power back. Fuck you. I'll take my videos on. My videos are on private. I don't care. You're not taking. I lost 5 counts in 2 months over this bullshit.
Yeah, I just don't understand taking people's accounts away. I
Dumb.
just don't agree with it.
Well,
Yeah, but that's
well,
what I mean. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion, whether you like their opinion or not. Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Right.
It's
oh yeah,
a weird concept
he was here
to
to he was
bot
here to
report
silence you.
someone.
Well, maybe he'll walk away and think we're so stupid for our community, and then when he sees it's working, he'll come back and realize that when you want it to happen, it will. See, the thing is, with witches, we manifest. You have a panel of seasoned, strong, beautiful women manifesting towards the same goal. Guess what? It has no choice but to happen.
Right.
Lay it out in front
This
of us.
is what
That's
we
it.
do.
Well, congratulations. You ruffled enough feathers to
Change
get
is
him to
never
come in here and tell you to shut up.
change is never easy. Someone said that they went, Kaz, I'm sorry about all the negativity. I said you have to go through it to come out the other side. This is the process. This is what happens.
Absolutely.
Throughout life, no matter what it is you're trying to change, you have to walk through all the broken glass to get out of the broken glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Just
Congratulations.
keep
You
putting
just had a man come in here and tell you to shut up. That's how much you scare people.
I have the scars on my back for doing what's right, and I'll carry my scars. I'll walk through glass as long as I'm going to protect the youngers who can't protect themselves, who don't even know they're being targeted.
That's it, yeah. And that's the thing. You can threaten people like us all you want. We've all got our scares. The thing is, we all know we're more than capable of skipping across the glass to get to the other side.
True, and it boils down to attacks on women. I keep going back to this. On TikTok, they can't handle the fact that the craft is a female-dominated thing. And women that are strong, become a problem.
I was built for this.
I was born for this. Literally.
Wow.
Yep.
When I first came onto this app, I was being attacked by male practitioners in my practice. I don't know if any of you guys are around for that, but I went to war with a male practitioner in my practice, and I think by day 3, he publicly came onto my live apologizing to me, saying that he did not recognize who I was, and publicly apologized, then went on his live, publicly apologized, then made a video apologizing and telling his godchildren that I am family and I am their sister and they are to respect me. If that's going to happen within my own practice, do you think I'm going to roll over because someone and not in my practice tells me to shut up? You got to be out of your mind.
It's not just that. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't want to say that, and I know Grammy brought it up, but I don't know how you sat there and was able to remain calm as he called you an alcoholic and talked about you having spit in your mouth. I thought that was the most degrading, dehumanizing shit I've ever been in alive and heard.
Agreed.
Honestly.
Oh,
And
it's very
I was
easy.
making a cup of coffee, so I had it on
It's very
silent, but I
easy
just went
because
Me
like
too.
this.
because
I
I'm
had
not.
to put myself on mute.
Because I'm
I
not.
would have been like block.
I'm not. That's why. I
No,
know
you're
who I
not, but
am.
it doesn't matter.
You could
To
call me
look
anything
someone
you
in
want.
the eye
If
and say that to them is
I'll
so
be more
fucking rude.
phased. I would be more phased if you hit me in my face with my own truth than a made up lie. You calling me vain, you calling me an alcoholic, you calling me whatever you want to call me. If I'm not that, I'm not affected by that.
It doesn't mean it's okay to say it to you, to
No.
anyone.
No,
you
you're
know?
right. But
It was
that's how they try to
disrespectful.
get control.
And it was meant to degrade you and take away your power
Your
in
power.
this square.
And you saw how it had no effect. You can't take my power.
Right. Unless I give it to you.
I know what it was meant for.
I just
And then when I was like, no, I was completely sober when I went after you. What I have when I'm passionate, so I have to use conscious effort to speak slow so I don't stutter on my own tongue. When I get in my moment, it's all fucked up. So I understand, like, when I'm upset, it may sound like I'm slurring and doing a whole bunch of things because I have a speech impediment. That speech impediment in speech classes and therapy is the reason why I speak at the tone and pace that I do, because I have to consciously choose if I want to be heard or if I just want to get my emotions out. And I choose to be heard. You know, I was more bothered by the fact that he was so dismissive of Birch being racist towards us.
I felt we just made him uncomfortable by bringing it to his attention. That's what I felt. He did not want to take it serious. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was
It didn't
fob
affect
off.
him,
Oh,
so
I'll
what
have
do
a
you
look. I'll go look at it and I'll come back to it. And it was a fob off, you know. It was I don't want to address this because I don't want to insult the other side.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. If I have to be the punching bag, you could be the librarian, okay? They want to be spoon fed.
No, he knew exactly what was said in that video. He knew exactly what was going around TikTok. I'm sorry. He did not want to bring that up. His main purpose here was to get everyone to stop talking about him and stop our book, telling us how stupid we are for standing up for something that we believe in, while trying to educate that he is here doing something he believes in. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And Kaz, I love that at the end when he's like, "Keep my name out of your mouth." And you're like, "Ditto." I lost it. I couldn't.
Right? Right? Did no one else see it? I was like, wait, what?
You're all ditto. It's just like, oh my
This
God.
is what boggles my mind. Loads of times, the hypocrisy. I was just like looking, waiting for other people to say it because it wasn't my place. But I was like going, you know what I mean?
Oh, they
No.
were.
Well,
They were. They in the comments were definitely calling him out for his hypocrisy. Definitely.
yeah, and they were pretty upset about the whole "not a community" comments,
That's
which
ridiculous.
I
Of
was.
course, we're a community. We're looking each other in the eye and talking. You
Well, and
know,
that was
that's
the thing.
community.
He came in here and said, "Does anybody else have any questions?" And I kind of felt like the people in the comments were asking him questions, and he wasn't responding to them. And then they were asking further questions, and it was irritating him. So I personally thought the comment section might have got a little spicy, but in the same point, they were getting frustrated because they were feeling ignored because he's like, "Is there any more questions? Any
It
more
could have got a lot
comments?"
more
And they're like,
spicy than it did, though.
The only
It's
things in the
pretty tame.
comments that he addressed were the derogatory comments, not
yeah,
actual questions. Come closer.
right,
Well,
Betty.
he said that he came in expecting, what he was expecting. He was already in a defensive mode.
He was in an
He's always
offensive
like,
mode.
let's be real, Ryan's always in defensive mode. He's been for the fucking almost 4 years I have interacted with him. He's always been in defensive mode.
Hmm.
When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Right.
I agree. It's about him for him. I agree with that. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way about him, but that is his motivation. Okay. That's his motivation. And I don't think the people here are motivated for their own personal gains. I think we here are motivated by a sense of community. I've always been open that that's what motivates me. Do you know what I mean? So I think we see things very different in that aspect. Like he's not hiding that he's here for himself. He's not hiding that from us. You know, he
True.
just doesn't
Thing is,
understand.
if he actually really understood how his name in that book is totally going to hurt him in the long run,
Right? Yeah,
and you too, Kaz, like if she doesn't remove you guys' submissions, your guys' names are forever tied to that book.
I
The
know.
book.
Yeah. Well, no, mine's just information. I can put spellworks, and we don't really share spellworks. Do you know what I mean? That were originals, yeah. We wouldn't really share our spell books. That belongs to the family. Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of close part of our practice would be our spell book. We don't mind you seeing our spell book, but we're not going to walk you through our spell books. Do
Well,
you know
we
what I
also
mean?
have
But we
a
would share
thing about writing them
information.
down.
Absolutely.
They have to be spoken.
the messages.
honestly, like I think we've made another big stride tonight without realizing, but that letting him in and having the conversation, Ryan is a hard, tough egg to crack. But the thing is, I know that he's processing.
I do believe that they were planning on the certain people who are in this group and talking and starting to come together is